All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. So we are looking at GTII, and man, the story really here is two things, okay? Number one, I hate moving average clusters. I say that they're like tornadoes because honestly, they can suck you right back in anytime that they want, and until you get that monster confirmation, it's hard to beat it. The second thing really is, look, I actually got my last video wrong. I made the last video on this green candle, the 28th. It got me excited, and I'll really talk about why I got this wrong, what I really should have remembered and focused on, right? But yeah, end of the day, I say it on every video, right? Like there's no crystal ball here, right? I'm trying to use these lines to set expectations, and then we attack from there. We either go if we're right or we adjust if we're wrong, right? That's the beauty of swing trading, right? So with that, before we go more into the details, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe, it does help with the YouTube algorithms. But hey, even if you don't, man, there's so many better things you can be doing, and I appreciate you being here, okay? Yeah, and I already said I get things wrong. So again, just throw your opinions in the comment. I'm not a mean person, I swear. There are so many things that I want to talk about, and I think I'm going to start first with why I got the last video wrong. Okay, I kept stressing that this RSI was really high, right? And I think I definitely forgot about it because hey, I always say 80% of the work happens here, and we really were riding the 8 moving average pretty well. It got a little, so when we fell here, it's really funny. I really expected us to go down a little harder too. If you go back maybe 2 videos, give or take, I've made a couple on these things, but after this first one, I expected us to come down. Excuse me. There were some discussions about this 220 line, all right? And I actually didn't think it was that strong a line. Clearly, it was strong enough to prolong us, all right? And I think that fooled me, as well as the simple fact that this green candle finished over the last big one above it. It actually regained the reds that we lost, right? We made a good move up. These were still going up. Like there were for sure things that made it say, all right, let's ignore this high RSI. I forgot about saying that we needed a cool down, right? It happens. Yesterday was pretty telling, okay? I know you saw it. I for sure saw it. I mean, it was sitting down here where clearly we closed today, right? Like it yesterday was telling. I think the shoot up might have fooled a lot of people, but again, look where this candle finished. We completely took away the entire positivity from this, and we obviously fell way closer to the 8 than we wanted. And the expectation is essentially you have to bounce, or we'll see what happens. And it's sad how hard we dropped. It's weird. I use Webull on my phone. My Webull is kind of showing a 190 price, not a 188. So it looks like it's a little closer to the 20. Nonetheless, we are under the 20, whether Webull is right or this thing's right. My Webull is saying 190. This is obviously saying 188. I think that's kind of the problem with the over-the-counter pink stocks, right? But yeah, nonetheless, what I'm now seeing are a couple things, all right? So this is definitely the immediate one. So just looking at this immediate one, we're going to go from here to there, right? Yeah, that looks like so first it's obviously here. It's going to adjust to here, and then I'm going to prolong it because what I want to do is go from the bottom to hit the next corner onward. Today lost this immediate downtrend. That's scary, and it lost it pretty hard too, right? Okay. The next thing I want to show is I'm just going to zoom out a little bit more to this, okay? Going from the whole thing, so again, I'm going to go from here. I'm going to hit that guy and then just kind of drag it. Yeah, that's the line. Okay. Again, if I go to this one, we're going to eat too much. So this is definitely the last corner that draws this line. You can definitely make one more if you want right there. But again, it's just so tight that I'm going to disregard that and just make the one main one. There's definitely some reason to believe that we might fall below that cluster, hopefully hit this just a little below the cluster, and then, definitely needs to bounce back up, right? But there's definitely some interesting things. And again, what we just looked at was that view, right? We've now lost that one. Hopefully this right here just holds it. That right there is just all those moving averages. If we lose that, I think this is kind of the last point. And give or take, let's just kind of estimate it's that 160, 158, 160. And just kind of looking at it, maybe it's the bottom of this guy. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's this right here, which is that right there, 152. That's roughly 50% of this dude and almost 50% of this dude, 150, 151, 152, right? So there's definitely a few, like, number one, we have to bounce at 175. All right. If 175 fails, I'm starting to think about 160 and 150. After 150, honestly, it really is, what's this? 140, yeah, I mean, okay, give me a second. I'm just wondering if I need to move this line real quick. Let me get rid of my trend lines. Cool. Let me look at the weekly real quick. Let me see if we got a, because I don't remember. Let's delete these. Let's start over. Let's make some new lines on GTII. Yeah, let's delete all 7. Okay, cool. So let me start here. I care about that one for sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously we care about that one, but I'm not going to draw that one. I think we're going to draw that because it looks like it hits 2 weeklies. Yeah, give or take. I'm going to go lower to that one. Cool. Now let's come to the daily. Damn, that's actually pretty much what we're sitting in. Cool. We're at the top of that guy right there. Let me just zoom out. What do you hit? You don't really hit much. It's definitely what stopped us, though. Cool. Okay. I don't remember what the original lines were. I actually have no idea if that one was there or not, too. I'm going to put this one right there. Cool. And then, yeah, really, I think then I'm going to put that right here, this little plateau up here. So I think that's a decent 4-line one, all right? So again, 170, 175 has to do the job. From there, we had reasons to believe 160, 150. I think that's a good, like, this 140 line right here. Again, interesting, cool. Like, try to almost hit that 50%, that 50% hit the top of that. Interesting. Do I just raise that right now to my 150 or do I leave that? I think we're going to leave that right there. I think that is what I'm going to do. Yeah. And then what I'm actually going to do is lower that to here. I think that's my move. I think this is a better breakout. Do I want one right there? No, that's too much. Cool. I like this. I actually do like this a lot. 175, 145. I did move this because I don't, this one might be actually strong. Damn, it's just so close to that 145. Whatever. I think I'm going to leave that. We'll talk about this one, I think, if we get down here. Hopefully, again, we don't get below these two. I keep repeating myself, so I think we're at the end of this video. But yeah, anything can happen in a horizontal cluster for sure. I think that's the moral of the story. Again, where are we on a weekly? A horizontal cluster, right? And we're a little below 50% moving, 50% candle. Don't want that at all, right? So got to close at least 197 tomorrow. Oh man, we cannot close under 180. If we close at 179, we're under the 8 moving average on the weekly, and that's going to be a horrible thing. What's 179? Yeah, 179 doesn't look that bad here, but 179 looks really bad on the weekly. Cool. I think that's it for this one. Hey, good luck here. I hate moving average clusters. I have actually come to like the stock a little bit. And in a little bit of a way, I think that's bad. I think it's like messing with my, like, how I try to be unbiased. But, best of luck out there on this one. Have a great one.